fundamental angle, but also the technical side. But apart from that, remember, this is FX Pesa, and if you are new to this, make sure that you have the FX Pesa account here. And if you don't have the FX Pesa account, make sure that you use the link in the description, where you are going to find that link, and then make sure you register. Of course, we are going to start with the side of fundamentals. Speaking about what is happening currently in the world, of course, on the side of the US, but also in the whole world, we have seen that Trump is continuing with the tour in the Middle East. And of course, this tour is going to bring some impacts in the market. And in today's episode, we are going to discuss about that also. But apart from that, in technical ways, we have, on fundamental ways for this week, we saw that CPI came out, PPI came out, retail sales informations also came out, and also we are going to see on how these are going to affect the markets in the future. Of course, I'm going to start with what is going on in the Middle East with Trump's tour, and I'm going to share here. Okay, so for those people who don't know what is happening currently, Trump is in his tour on the Middle East. President Trump is in the United Arab Emirates, the third and final stop of his Middle East trip after he visited Qatar and Saudi Arabia. He's expecting to attend a roundtable before touring the Abraham family house, okay, something like that. But also, Trump's trip has yielded a growing list of agreements and investments after a series of meetings with regional leaders, including a partnership with the UAE to build a data center complex in Abu Dhabi to advance the AI capabilities. Of course, if you are following the informations that are happening all the time, we can see that Trump is promising the US people that is going to bring in the investment of over $10 trillion from this tour, which is going on in the Middle East. And of course, as we all know that the investments, of course, are going to help in the growth of the economy of the US. And if you are not new to this, we all know that when Trump entered into the power, of course, in the power, we have seen that he has been imposing the tariffs here and there. Of course, the main target was China. But for the last week, we saw that all those tariffs are almost now done. Currently, the tariffs on China went all the way down to 30%. But also, those goods that are coming from China going to the US, the tariffs are cut to 10%. So also this helped in one way or the other. In technical side, we all know that for those people who have been trading the US dollar, we have seen that since Trump entered into power, we saw the weaker dollar. The dollar has been weaker. Let's say for those people who are trading gold, who are trading, let's say, currencies, have experienced a bearish dollar. So Trump is trying to make something which can help in one way or the other to gain the power of the dollar. So from this, we can see that for the tour which is going on, we can see that Trump is trying to bring in the investments and something like that, which can help in one way or the other to strengthen the economy of the US. But also, there are some headlines here from CNN. You can see that here are the top headlines of Trump's trip to the Middle East. President Trump is in the United Arab Emirates, the third and the final stop of the Middle East trip after he visited Qatar and Saudi Arabia. Okay, the agreement with Riyadh, the US has several new agreements with Saudi Arabia, focusing on cooperation in areas like military, customs, authorities, and medical research. Meanwhile, Trump secured over $600 billion commitment from Saudi Arabia to invest in the US, and the White House said. So as I've told you that Trump is expecting to get at least over 10 trillion US dollars investment from as the results of this trip from the Middle East. And so far, we can see that there are agreements which are going on right now, but also the deal with Qatar. Trump on Monday defended the plan to accept a luxury plane from the Qatar royal family. I think if you are passing through the social media, you have seen that there are a lot of memes, there are a lot of jokes about this plane which was given as a gift to Trump, and of course Trump accepted the gift, and this is what is being said here, saying the US can't turn down a free jet. You see, CNN reported that the Boeing, that one jet, would be retrofitted to be used as Air Force One. So those are plans. But apart from that deal with United Arab Emirates, the US announced a new weapon sale of over $1.4 billion to the UAE just days before Trump was scheduled to visit. The US and the UAE also announced a partnership to build a massive data center complex in Abu Dhabi to advance the artificial intelligence capabilities. As we all know that we are in a growing world where technology is taking over and the AI is everywhere. I think you can see how these people are trying to invest more on AI matters. Also, that was discussed in Trump's trip. Plans for Syria. Trump announced Tuesday that the plans to lift sanctions on Syria. On Wednesday, he met with interim Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara in Saudi Arabia. Trump said the US is exploring normalized relationship with Syria. Okay. But also, we can see that Trump family business grows. The Trump family business ties have more than tripled since the president's first term in the office. A CNN tally of the deal has found, including new projects announced since he reclaimed the White House. Of course, this is the side of Trump's tour to the Middle East. We can see that Trump is trying to bring in investment to the US. And as we all know that nowadays we speak about fundamentals, but also we speak about Trump's movements and Trump being in the office. Of course, these have been affecting these markets that we are trading. Despite of the market that we're trading, let's say if you are trading crypto, or let's say if you are trading currencies, or if you are trading assets or commodities, these fundamentals or these news and what is going on with Trump, they are affecting us a little bit. So we have to be very keen on what is going on also. But apart from that, today is Friday. It is the end of the week. For those people who are trading currencies and other commodities, we can say that it has been a week, a hot week where we had a lot of fundamentals here. Of course, we experienced the CPI, we experienced the PPI, we experienced the retail sales, and many other informations that are always affecting these markets that we're trading. So we are going to the calendar to see what happened specifically on CPI, PPI, retail sales, but also what is likely to happen in the future because of what was because of the data which was given out by these big informations which are always affecting these charts that these markets that we are trading. So we are going to the calendar. Of course, today is Friday, and as we can see that there is nothing big that is going to affect this market. Of course, we have something here at 5 p.m. the US dollar prelim UN consumer sentiments, prelim UOM inflation expectations. So if you are a trader and you are trading all currency pairs that have, let's say, US dollar, make sure that you know that in the evening today we are going to have one information here, of course, a fundamental information which can add or cause volatility in the market later. But as I've told you that in this week, we had a lot of informations that affected these markets. Starting from Monday, Tuesday, of course, starting from Monday, we had nothing big. But on Tuesday, we had USD CPI, Consumers Price Index. And Consumers Price Index, of course, the source is the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It measures the change in the price of goods and services purchased by consumers, excluding food and energy. And now on this side, we are always being given on how the data came out previously, but on what they are forecasting. And of course, the usual effect depends on the actual which is being released. If the actual is greater than forecast, it means that it is good for the currency. And on CPI, everything came negative for the dollar. So CPI came negative for the dollar, and we saw a weak dollar. But the next day we had something here. Of course, we had no big information which would affect the market. But on Thursday, which was yesterday, we had a lot of informations which affected these markets. Of course, we had USD core PPI, but also we have retail sales and unemployment claims. As usual, on PPI, this measures the change in the price of finished goods and services sold by producers, excluding food and energy. And of course, it depends on the actual numbers that came out. Because let's say if you're a trader and you want to get these informations, the recommended calendar that you can use is Forex Factory. And in Forex Factory, you will find everything. You will find the exact date, you will find the exactly time when those informations are being released, but also you will find the exactly currency which is going to be affected by that. But apart from that, you are going to be, there is the indication of the impact expected. If those informations are going to bring a very huge impact in the market, you are going to see it here. But also if it has the normal impact which cannot cause a very big movement in the market, you can also see it here. But apart from that, as I've told you, that they are also giving us on the numbers that were out previously and what they are forecasting. So the impact depends on the actual number that comes out. So also on PPI, the actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. And of course, yesterday for core PPI, the numbers came negative for US dollar. So also we experienced a weaker dollar. But apart from that, also on retail sales, this information, of course, the source is the Census Bureau. It measured the change in the total value of sales at the retail level, and the usual effect, actual greater than forecast, is good for the currency. Also, we experienced something different a little bit. We were expecting that previously it was 1.7%, and they are forecasting that it has to go down, but it came positive for the dollar. So for retail sales, it came positive for the dollar. We also had unemployment claims. For unemployment claims, also this comes from the Department of Labor. It measures the number of individuals who filled for unemployment insurance for the first time during the past week. And the usual effect, actual less than forecast, is good for the currency. Actual less than forecast is good for the currency. And from the data that came out yesterday, we can see that previously it was 229k. They are forecasting that it has to remain the same, and the actual remained the same. So it brought nothing in the market yesterday. So these are the informations that we had for this week. And for traders, of course, there are people who are always taking advantage of these, but others are at least becoming aware that we have somewhere where we can look for these informations. And in order for you to make your trading decisions, at least you have a lot of information. If you see, or if you get you get a very huge movement in the market, at least you know the source where the volatility has come from. So this is the side of fundamentals. Of course, we as traders, there are people who are making their trading decisions by basing more on fundamentals. And if you're a fundamental trader, the place where you're going to find all the informations, of course, it is from this calendar. Of course, we recommend Forex Factory. But apart from this, we all know that we don't just rely on fundamentals only. Of course, this is the driving force behind the market, but we also have somewhere to refer or as our reference. And these are the charts that we traders, we are always analyzing. You have to analyze these charts technically. So from here, we have I'm going to share some Okay, I'm going to share the screen, and we are going to analyze some pairs here and see what is likely to happen in the future, but also what caused the movements that we see. Of course, I know that there are people who are trading there are people who are trading gold USD, and on gold USD, since Trump entered in power, we have seen that most of the people are running to gold, and gold has been bullish for a long time. Of course, reaching the highest price ever, it went to 3,500, and from there we started seeing that now gold is in a bearish move. Of course, this is the daily time frame, and on a daily time frame, you can see that gold has been moving down for at least these 2 weeks. You see, the market is creating lows and low highs, lows and low highs, and where the markets are currently, we might experience something like this, that the markets are likely at least to continue with the bearish move, for this movement to continue pushing down like this. Of course, it depends which type of a trader you are. I know that in this session we have day traders, we have scalpers, but also we have those people who are looking at this for a long term. So if you're a day trader looking for a very minute movement in the market, or a very small movement in the market, it's likely that where US dollar is, we might experience a little bit of a drop, at least to these areas here, because as you can see that the market has been bearish for some days here. Of course, US dollar is bullish generally because it has been pushing upward for a long time, but for someone who is just looking for very few pips on these charts, we can see that the market is creating lows and low highs, lows and low highs, indicating the bearish movement. So if it is indicating the bearish movement, there is a very big possibility of this market to continue pushing down a little bit. So that's the side of gold. Okay, that's the side of gold. But also for those people who are trading these major and minor currency pairs, let's say, for example, starting with US dollar, we have seen the weaker dollar since Trump entered into power. The dollar has been pushing down. It has been bearish for a long time. But where the market is currently, we can see that, of course, depending on what is happening also in the market, the dollar is almost gaining power very, very, very soon. You see, as you can see that Trump is bringing in the investments, is bringing back the trust that, of course, the dollar is likely to continue pushing upward. Since we started this year, we have experienced the weaker dollar. The dollar has been going down. It has been bearish. The market is pushing down. But where the market is, it is on the levels or areas where buyers are expecting that they can now trust the dollar, and there is a very big possibility of the dollar to start gaining power. So where the markets are currently, it will depend on the type of a trader you are. Let's say if you're a day trader, there is a very big possibility of the dollar to start pushing upward. And of course, the tentative areas where the market are likely to push at least up to is around these areas here. It is around these areas here, at least somewhere here. Of course, it depends on the type of a trader you are. If you're a day trader, or let's say if you're a scalper, you are just looking for a very small movement in this market. But let's say if you're a swing trader, or someone who doesn't have much time on the charts, you might look for the bigger image of this market. And of course, from the daily time frame, as I've told you, that the dollar is likely to continue pushing up. But I think you can see the structures which are being created currently there are the structures which are indicating the bullish momentum. At least we can experience something like this from here going upward. So this is what I see also on US dollar, I mean USD JPY. But also for those people who are looking for opportunities on Euro USD, of course, also Euro USD has been bullish for a long time because it has US dollar as the core currency. And of course, we have seen that the dollar has been going down for a long time since January. And on Euro USD, of course, it has been bullish. But from fundamentals and from what is happening currently, we can see that the dollar is likely to gain some power. It's likely to gain some power. And from what I see, I also it will depend on the type of a trader you are. We can also continue seeing the bearish move on Euro USD, at least up to these areas here, at least to up to these areas here. So there is a very big possibility of the market to continue pushing down, because we have experienced the weaker dollar. The Euro USD has been pushing upward, creating high highs and high lows. But currently, I think you can see here, the market has the bearish move, showing that now the dollar has started gaining some power. So we can see that the market is creating lower lows and lower highs according to the market structures. And where the markets are currently, we can experience the weaker dollar. The market is likely to continue pushing down, at least to these areas here, around 1.07296, at least to this area. For both traders who are, let's say intraday, or for those people who are swing traders, there is a very big possibility of seeing a strong dollar as we go. But also for those people who are trading GBP USD, okay, for those people who are also trading GBP USD, from here you can see that GBP USD also has been bullish for a long time. Since January, we have been experiencing a very weaker dollar. We as technical traders, we have been buying GBP USD. I mean, we have been long on GBP USD. But where the market is currently, it has reached the zone where sellers might take over and at least bring this back down. And from what is going on right now on the world, in the world, the tariffs are now cut down, but also we can see that Trump is trying to bring in business in the US. So we can experience that. I mean, we can expect that the US dollar is likely to gain power from here. So we don't just take our trades because we know that that the dollar has to gain power. We have to see the characteristics that are showing us that sellers are now present. So from here, what I see, I can see that the market is failing to continue pushing upward, and there is a very big possibility of this market to start pushing a little bit down. So also on euro, I mean on GBP USD, we might experience a little bit of a drop starting from there, something like this. So that is from GBP USD. But also, if you are looking forward to trade or to spot out the opportunities on the USD card, okay, USD card, as I said, that the US dollar has been weak for a long time. But if you look at this, you can see that on USD card, the market has been bearish for a long time. The market has been bearish for a long time because the dollar was still weak. But from what is also happening currently, you can see that the bearish movement, which was initiated, let's say, starting from here, you can see that it is now coming to an end. And we can recognize this by the market structures that are being created around here. You can see that the market is failing to continue pushing down, and currently the market has now started creating the bullish momentum. And the bullish momentum is when the markets are creating the series of high highs and high lows, and then from there we can expect at least the movement of this. I mean the bullish movement at least to these, the bare minimum of at least these areas here, at least these areas here. So also from what I see and from the market structures that are being created for this week, and from the informations that were given out, we saw that the CPI was negative for the dollar, PPI was negative for the dollar, retail sales was negative for the dollar. But from the initiative that we see and from the charts that we can see here, I see that the dollar is gaining some strength because the market structures that are being created, the market is breaking structures going upward. And for traders, we use these as our references, the nature of these markets, when on how the markets are performing when buyers are stronger or when sellers are stronger, or if a certain currency has power, we'll be seeing the series of market structures being created. And from what I see here, I can see that the market is breaking structures, going upward, indicating that there is a bullish momentum on this. So also on USD CAD, we can experience a strong dollar for this market to continue pushing upward. So that's the side of USD CAD. We have seen something here on GBP USD. And for those people who are trading gold, you can see that there is a very big possibility of gold at least to push a little bit up somewhere around at least 2956.8 around there. But also for those people who are trading USD JPY, there is a very big possibility of seeing the continuation of this trend because the market has shifted the direction. We can see that the market is now heading upward, creating high highs and high lows. And there is a very big possibility of continuing to see the market continue to pushing upward, at least to these areas around, at least around here. And then this is the tentative direction on USD JPY. But also for those people who are trading Euro USD has been bullish for a long time, creating high highs and high lows, indicating that buyers were stronger, showing you that the US dollar has been weak for a long time. But what is happening currently, we can see that the bullish move or the bullish momentum is now coming to an end, where the market has started creating the series of lower lows and lower highs. I think you can see clearly here. The market are creating the series of lower lows and lower highs. In other words, we call them, in other words, we will hear people talking about impasse and correction. You can see that now the market is breaking structures, going downward. That's what is happening currently here. I think you can see clearly. And now the market is on its lower high. So there is a very big possibility of seeing this market continue pushing down like this, and that's the tentative direction on USD JPY. Okay, so this is the side of all those people who are trading these currency pairs. We have seen the tentative direction on USD, the tentative direction on USD JPY, that's the tentative direction on gold USD, the tentative direction on GBP USD, and tentative direction on USD CAD. So you can just take advantage of this. But guys, remember, this is not the financial advice. You have to make sure that before you make your trading decision, you add a lot of confluences there. But apart from that, guys, remember, this is FX Pesa. We have a lot of initiatives that can help you and simplify your trading journey. That can help you and simplify your trading journey. I want to show you something here. If you go to FX Pesa portal, we have something called Signal Center. Let me show you something here. If you go to FX Pesa portal, we have something called, let me just log in here. Okay, if you go to FX Pesa portal, just go straight to the market analysis, and you are going to find this segment of Signal Center. On this area is where now you can add or get some more confluences on what is likely to happen on whatever you are trading. Let's say, for example, if you open here, you're going to see that there are signals that are being sent here, and they are intraday or day traders signals. And of course, on these signals, we have the pending orders, but also we have the market executions. So let's say, for example, for those people who are looking for anything on Euro GBP, you can see that there is a signal here. It is a sell limit signal, and it is indicating for you, it is showing you the level of confidence. If this buy is full, it shows you that there is high level of confidence on this, and it is giving you the entry point, target, stop loss, and everything. And it is showing you that the duration is for intraday or day traders. So you can also pass through the FX Pesa portal and get the trading ideas from here. You see, it is giving you everything that, let's say, why are we saying that this is the sell limit? It shows you that it is our short-term bias remains negative, level close at that pullback and whatever. There is no clear indication that the down move is coming to an end. So there are a lot of whys, or why it is showing you that there is a very big possibility of Euro GBP to continue pushing down. So if you also want to take advantage of this, make sure that you are using this FX Pesa portal to get some of the informations, or to get some of trading ideas which can simplify your trading activities or your daily trading activities. So you can also take advantage of this and push a little bit. But apart from that, guys, here at FX Pesa, we also have a lot of initiatives that are going on online, specifically on our YouTube channel. For those people who are new here, in our FX Pesa YouTube channel, we have a lot of initiatives. We have the Novice to Pro series, which are in both languages. We have the English one, but also we have the Swahili one. So if you really want to learn from us, and you really want to get some insights and information from here, make sure that you become a friend of this page here at FX Pesa. We have the Novice to Pro for those people who are from Swahili nations. You can just take advantage of this. But apart from that, we have the guide, or beginner's guide to trading, learn how to trade online in 2025. So you can also pass through these videos here, and they have a lot of insights which can help you in one way or the other. But also apart from that, I know that we are traders and we are looking for insights. We have the Bullish Banter podcast, very special for traders who have experience, but also very special for those people who want to get motivated and to get insights from the traders who are already trading for a long time. So also make sure that you visit this Bullish Banter podcast, which is here, and you can take advantage from there and learn from these people who have been in the markets for a long time. But apart from that, as I've said, that make sure you utilize the FX Pesa portal. And the FX Pesa portal, we have the signal center, we have the asset overview. So if you have anything that you are trading, you can just pass through there and see if there is anything or any trading idea which can simplify for you and which can help you in one way or the other. As I've told you, that it is not the financial advice, but you can get something from there, and it can help you in one way or the other in becoming good trader and you push in one way or the other. So apart from that, feel free to ask any question I will just choose some of the questions here, and I'm going to answer them all. Okay, there are people asking about our sessions. Of course, we have this segment of market snapshots, but also if you are from Uganda, we have the physical office there. Make sure you visit the office. You're going to meet with experts there who can help you in one way or the other on navigating these financial markets. And of course, you can learn in a very easy way. But also for those people who are from Tanzania, we also have the physical presence there. You can just go to FNB House. It is located in Posta, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. It is FNB House floor number 3. So make sure you visit there. There are sessions that are going on daily, Monday to Friday at 1 p.m. So make sure that you utilize those sessions. Just go there and meet with experts who can help you in one way or the other. But if also you are in Nairobi or you are in Kenya, we have morning sessions which are being done online, but also we have the evening sessions, very special for beginners. So if you're a beginner and you are novice and you know nothing about trading, make sure you utilize this. At FX Pesa and FX Pesa Academy, we also have the sessions that are very well organized for you, and make sure that you utilize them. And for the 11 a.m. session is for those people who are intermediate, those people who want to get the insights of the day, make sure also you tune in there and get the insights from there. Okay, so I'm going to answer some of the questions here. Okay, hello Kaka Wataifa. Why is gold pushing up a lot? Of course, as I've said it before, that we have been experiencing a weaker dollar since Trump entered into power. And this, I think it was caused by the tariffs that were being imposed here and there, and the people were running to the safe haven, which is gold. So a lot of people were investing their money or were turning their money into gold. I mean, buying gold. That's why gold was pushing upward all the time. But also, if you pass through the chart of gold, since gold, I mean, if you look for, let's say 30 years, gold has been bullish. So it is that the nature of gold. Gold is a safe haven. So if there is anything that puts in doubt in between here, there is a very big possibility of seeing gold going upward. So that's the safe haven where people can secure and put their money there. So gold has been pushing upward. But remember, it won't go upward all the time. You see, these markets are always moving, creating structures. So there is a time when we are going to see a very big rally, but also there is a time when we are going to see the market correcting. So let's say, for example, right now, for like 2 weeks now, we have seen that gold is now retracing, going down, and of course the dollar is strengthening a little bit. So that's why you can see that gold is trying to push down a little bit. Okay, okay, how you can manage good risky to reward. Now this is the side of risk management when it comes to financial markets trading. We all know that these financial markets bear some risks, and you as a professional trader, you have to make sure that you understand the risks that are present in this, but also you have to make sure that you know how you can deal with the risks that are present in this. You can know on how, you can know on how you can deal with the risks that are present in this market. And on the side of risk management, we all know, if you're a forex trader, we all know that your risk is going to be determined by the lot size that you are using. So you are going to use a certain lot depending on the amount of the capital that you have. If you have bigger capital, you can just use the bigger lot sizes. But if your capital is, let's say, less than $100, you can just go with normal lot sizes. But apart from that, we all know that trading is the game of probabilities. So something can happen or something cannot happen. And the thing that is going to make you stay in these financial markets for a long time is the good risky to reward ratio. Understanding clearly how much you are risking and how much you are anticipating to get. So you as a trader, you must have a good, well-planned strategy on how you can risky and on how you can get the reward. So all books are explaining this, that at least go with the bare minimum of 1:2 risky to reward. That, let's say if I'm risking $10, let me anticipate to get at least the minimum of ×2 of what I'm risking. So you have to make sure that you move or you go with those rules. They're the ones which are going to make you stay in these financial markets for a long time. So I think I'm quite very clear on that. Okay, do you think break even a trade is good and it hold it furthermore? Okay, so these are different ways on how people approach the market, you see. And from my experience, I can just say that in trading, you as a professional trader, you have to make sure that you have 3 results. Either you get a big win, or you get a small win, or you break even, or they can also be 4, or if you get a loss, it has to be a small loss. So for those people who are talking about break even in trading, it means that after you see that a trade has gone to your side and it is a winning trade, you just make sure that you stay risky free in that trade. So you just reduce the risky, or let's say you just adjust your stop loss to your entry point. That's okay, because it is going also to sharpen your psychology in these financial markets. Because if you trade risky free, it means that now you can let that trade run freely because you don't have any risk there. So you can, it's a good idea. Okay, what happens when you have placed the order, then the price move until the area where you have placed your stop loss, then the price goes to the direction what is your what you predicted. Okay, of course, in trading we have different trading strategies, and it will depend on the area where you are placing your stop loss. We don't just place the stop losses anywhere. That's why you have to read, and you have to understand about the market structures that are being created when the markets are either bullish or bearish. You have to clearly understand about that. And of course, the stop losses are being placed in the area where the market reaches there. It shows you that what you are thinking, now the market is doing a different thing. So let's say you are thinking about selling, and then the market is now buying. So you have to secure your capital. That's the reason of putting the stop loss. So if the stop loss is being hit and it is on a right place or on a right area, it means that now it is saving your capital, or it is securing your capital. But we don't just place them anywhere. Guys, as I've told you that we have a lot of sessions that are going on every day, Monday to Friday, the online sessions, but also the physical sessions. If you want to learn more about that, we are always sharing that in those sessions. So make sure you stick to FX Space Academy, the area where we are always giving out all those informations there. If you are from Kenya, we have the Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, we have the 11 a.m. session where we are always sharing the insights there. But also we have the evening session, very special for novice traders. If you want to join the sessions, make sure you use the link on the description, but also you can go to FX Spacer's Instagram page. Just use the link on bio. You are going to see everything there. So from there, we can guide you. How are the spreads at FX Spacer brokerage for the standard account? And they are friendly, and they are advising us to use it. Okay, here at FX Spacer, we have two types of accounts. If you are new to trading, make sure you open your trading account. The link is in the description there. We have the premium account, but also we have the standard account. Of course, the premium account, the minimum deposit is starting from $100, and the standard account, the standard account, the minimum deposit starts from $10. So the spreads differs. On the premium account, the spreads are starting from 0. In the standard account, the spreads are starting from 1 pip. So it is friendly and it is normal, and of course it is competitive in the market. So you can use it. Just use it. So if FX Spacer are analyzing the market and give us the signal, what is the importance of the market? Me analyzing it. Okay, so as I've said that those are not 100% efficient signals or somewhere to rely, but what you have to do is that when analyzing the charts, you can just go to the signal center and get some ideas from there, and then it's when now you can take advantage of that. This is very, I mean, is the tool which is organized for you to make sure that at least you get the trading ideas, and then you just connect them with what you are thinking. You see, so just make the use of FX Spacer portal to give you the ideas, and from those ideas is when now you can take advantage of them, and then you just add some confirmations and you trade. Is there a possible continued bearish move on gold today? Is there a possible continued bearish move on gold today? From what we have analyzed here, and from the charts, we have seen that gold has been bullish for a long time, creating high highs and high lows. But from what I see, or from what we see from the charts and what is being printed here on gold USD, let me adjust this. Okay, from gold USD, from what we see, the market structures that are being created, they are the bearish structures, showing us that there is a very big possibility of gold to continue pushing down a little bit. Of course, it is not the general direction for a long time, because gold is the safe haven. Everyone is thinking about buying gold, but you won't just buy or sell anywhere. We are always using these market structures to know exactly where the markets are likely to move currently, where the market is. So from what we see, there is a very big possibility of this of gold to have a little bit of retracement of this market, continue pushing a little bit down. That's what I see. That's what I see. Okay. Okay, that's what I see from here. And let me continue with the other. My suggestion: you use YouTube for studying instead of Zoom meeting, because Zoom is very difficult to open it. Okay, we'll try to put that forward and see if it is possible. But we are here to make sure that we give you the insights on what is likely to happen in the markets. And I'm quite very sure that we have touched the area of fundamentals, seeing what is going on currently with the Trump's tour or trip to the Middle East, and you can see that he's trying to bring in business or investment to the US. And of course, the US dollar is always affecting these markets that we are trading. So if it brings the good results, then there is a very big possibility of seeing a bullish dollar. But also we have seen what happened during the whole week, because today is Friday. We have seen that we had CPI, we had the PPI, we had the retail sales, and other information that affected this market. And of course, most of them came negative for the dollar, so that's why we saw the dollar weakening. But apart from that, as we go on, the week is almost done. The next week, there is a very big possibility of seeing a strong dollar. Okay, so guys, thank you so much. Okay, what does spread of 1 pip mean? Is it 1 pip is equal to $1 on standard? Okay, let me just give a very easy illustration on this. When we speak about trading, we do trade the fluctuations of prices, and the prices are being measured in pips. You see, so when you speak about 1 pip, it's like 1 point. It's like 1 point. You see that. Let's say, for example, if you buy, you expect the prices to increase, and you get a profit. And if you sell, you expect that the prices have to go down, and it's when you get profit. So it is that the profit in percentage. So it is that the movement in the market. So we call them pips. We call them pips. Okay. Okay, so I hope everything is okay. So thank you so much for attending this session. We had a very great market snapshot session today. And guys, stick with FX Pesa. If you are new to this, make sure you use the link in our description to open your trading account with FX Pesa. But also, if you are from Uganda and Tanzania, make sure you attend the physical sessions which are being done in our offices in Uganda and Tanzania. And if you are from Kenya, make sure you stick to our Zoom sessions which are being done in the morning and in the evening. But also, there is a new episode of Bullish Banter which will be out on Tuesday. So make sure also you go and watch that. So guys, thank you so much for your time and have a blessed morning. Bye-bye. Yeah.